Okay, so today I have 2 present, 3 on FaceTime. Okay, so my name is Mason Moszkowicz, and today I'm going to be talking about the nonprofit organization United Nations Foundation. You kind of look at this as the little brother of the United Nations. I mean, they're almost like they give them the feed, the news feed and all that on, kind of help them out with everything. So I want to first start off by thanking Ted Turner for this. He was the founder of this in the year of 1998. He gifted this foundation and brought with him $1 billion to pretty much give them a jump start to everything and get this foundation rolling. So without him, who knows where that foundation would be. The United Foundation, first off, they're here to keep peace for the sake of solving problems such as economic, social, and culture problems throughout the world. Not just in America particularly, but in all the other different countries. So it's a pretty big foundation we have here. For a nonprofit like this, it not only benefits the country as a whole, it benefits us humans. It allows us to interact with each other and just make a betterment for our society and our everyday lives. So by working together as a team and helping them out, it only helps us out in the long run. So now let's just go ahead and talk about let's look at their major issues and what they really focus on. The first thing they try to find is SDG goals, also known as Sustainable Development Goals. And these goals are what help them track all our different global progress throughout for our nation and to set certain goals for this. And so tracking something like global process is really huge, especially when helping out the big brother United Nations. So this helps jumpstart their situation and help figure out these situations and make them better. They also face challenges such as humanity, which, I mean, a lot of us face today. And so they try to take these problems and change the different aspects of them and solve them and make them a better situation. Another problem they do, and what they use to do this, is they take care of the UN agenda. This UN agenda is kind of like when you have in school, you have agenda, what you write down and what you're preparing yourself for. So this is kind of like what they do, but in a more technological aspect. They set primary and prepare for any needs that we need. They don't just look at what we're going to need in the future. They look at, hey, what problems could we face tomorrow that we could possibly fix today? So this is another thing they go after. Also, a women discrimination. Women still face discrimination today and equality, and all around the globe, not just the United States. So they try to go after and help women fight for these rights and let them get their capability to do things so they feel like they can get a better role in life rather than not having as many rights as they do now. So that's also pretty interesting. Also, now let's take a look at their actions, the actions they take for making the world a better and safer place. They came up with this is what they go by. It's called the 5 categories. I like to call it the 5 C's. It's convene, champion, communicate, collaborate, and channel. So with these 5 things, it allows them to work together as a team to fix problems and work together to tackle certain missions that they have in mind, and it just let them work all together by following just these simple 5 rules. So that's pretty neat. Here's a quote from United Nations Foundation page. We approach every issue and initiative with the goal of building coalitions that can drive and sustain results, including engaging young people who demand change. So this is what I like about this organization also, is they don't just focus on the older people. They really like to target at the younger people and get their opinions on things. So I think that's pretty neat, because obviously right now I'm the younger generation, so getting my aspect on things would be pretty nice to do. They also help things such as the track record. They have connections with businesses and media, and this helps maintain their progress and and how it impacts them, and so they can get feedback and see what they can do to get things better. So that's pretty neat. The UN Foundation, this is what they've solved and done. They solve daily problems, whether you think it or not. Due to the United Nations Foundation, they actually wiped out the smallpox, which this is pretty neat because it's really a problem for younger kids, and so to knock something out like this is pretty nice. Also, human rights. Because of them, the human rights are now put in international law. And Ted Turner actually states this, I think it relates. I love knowing that new groups and a whole new generation are working with the UN to stop child marriage, promote human rights, protect kids from diseases, and safeguard the planet. So, it all ties into protecting the kids and just kind of everyone in general, like getting rid of the smallpox. So it's pretty neat. And also, I have another quote from guidestar.org. In its first 20 years, the UN Foundation mobilized over $2 billion in numerous initiatives and countless partners to support the UN and the UN causes. So $2 billion is a lot of money. I know he brought in $1 billion, but this was over 20 years, and that's pretty neat how we can come in and bring in that much money. So pretty good progress by this foundation. So now let's conclude and let's look back on what they've done and what they'll continue to do. The United Nations Foundation, they're always open for anyone and everyone. They want to make a team and rely on each other. And if you want to be a part of their organization, they're more than welcome to accept you. And they want you to give and be as beneficial as you can as a whole. And it's incredible what they have to offer. For putting the name out themselves, this is quite a big organization, and I think it's very neat. Thank you.